Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Yeah, the old clock says it's 5 o'clock. Beer 30. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Thanks a bunch for stopping by, I do appreciate it. Today's beer comes from Founders Brewing. This is their Black is Beautiful. A lot of breweries have jumped on that bandwagon with the Black Lives Matter and Black is Beautiful and doing the same, very similar type label on it. This is Founders' version of it, and it is, and Founders is out of Michigan. This is a 6.8%er. It is a stout, and according to Untappd, there's no IBUs. I don't see it on the back here, and they said it was bottled on 0710 of 20. But it's a stout, not a huge stout at 6.8%. So it still should keep. I mean, there's no coffee or anything like that's going to fade. But a lot of breweries are producing beers, or have produced beers recently, with this similar type label. And I think this is the third one from 3 different breweries that have a very similar label like this one on there. So, and I've said this before, nobody should be judged by their skin color. Everybody should be treated the same regardless of whatever they look like, or their religion, or anything like that. That's the way it should be. And I believe that. So everybody should be treated the same. All lives matter. Everybody's life's important, no matter whether you're white, black, yellow, green, purple, whatever your skin color is. You should be treated the same. You should have the same rights as anybody. So enough of that soapbox. According to Untappd, it says, in partnership with Weathered Souls Brewing Black is Beautiful campaign, we're proud to bring you peanut butter fudge stout. Chocolate malts, roasted barley, and golden naked oats mingle with nugget and pearl hops as a semi-sweet chocolate and hints of roasted peanut team up to create a smooth, yet not overly sweet experience. A peanut butter cup in a glass, 6.8%. And on the bottom of the label it says here, does not contain peanuts. So if there's some peanut flavors in there, maybe that's artificial. I don't know it. I don't have that information, guys. So if I'm tasting peanuts, I mean, they've introduced something in there to get that peanut flavor to it. So and I can understand the chocolatey and all that, but if it tastes like peanuts, I mean, how did you get that flavor in there if you didn't introduce any peanuts in the brewing process, unless it's an artificial flavor? So we shall see. 6.8%, no IBUs. We got the bottled on date, so let's find out what we got. Final beer of the evening for me. This comes to me by the way of Glenn. So Glenn, thanks a bunch for sending this to me. And let's find out what it's all about. We're going to stand it up and pour it right straight down the middle here and see what we end up with. And I'm going to do the little swirly swirl to make sure everything comes out of the bottle. That will increase the head factor considerably. This is a 12-ounce bottle. 2 fingers of head. The bubbles are pretty tight, so it may last a little bit. And got some big bubbles on top from that aggressive pour. Very dark beer, very black, does look like a stout in the glass to me, guys. A good looking beer. To the nose we go. I'm getting the roasted malt, a little bit of chocolatey notes in there, slight hint of some peanut butter. So, like I said, I don't know how they're getting the peanut flavor in there unless they've introduced peanut butter or artificial flavorings there. I'm not a fan of artificial flavorings. If you're going to brew a peanut butter beer, put some peanuts in it. But there's a lot of people that are allergic to that kind of stuff, so I don't know how they're going to get that in there. Even with artificial flavorings of peanut, I don't know if they're going to be allergic to that or not. So I don't know. I don't know. Smells pretty good. Let's see what we got here, guys. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Glenn. Thank you. That's a decent beer. There's a lot better peanut butter, chocolate, Reese Cup style beers in a glass than this. Decent, but not blowing my hair back or my socks off. Like I said, there's a lot better candy bar in a glass type beers than this. So I think they may have missed the mark on this one just a little bit. But a lot of the breweries wanted to jump on that bandwagon with the Black is Beautiful campaign and brew a beer with this label on it. But I've had better beers from this brewery than this. It's decent. It is. Not world class or outstanding in my opinion now, but it's cold right out of the fridge. So let me sip on it for a little bit, let it warm up, and we'll see where it ends up. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping on it for a little while. Nice lacing left on the glass, but unimpressive beer to me. Decent beer, but there's a lot more candy bar flavored beers, peanut butter, chocolate beers out there than what they produced here. This would be a good candidate to throw a little bourbon in and kick it up a notch or two. Not much peanut butter, not much chocolate. A little bit of each, but not much. Definitely not a candy bar in a glass to me. I've had much better candy bar in a glass beers than this one. Founders missed it on this one as far as I'm concerned. Glenn, I do appreciate you sending it to me, but better beers than this one out there that have that big peanut butter chocolate taste to it than this one has. So, final chug. Decent. Definitely not to the A category, guys. B plus for me. 88 is where I'm going to put this. Beer Advocate only had 2 people comment. 2. And they don't have a score. Untapped has 1,124 people have commented on this beer. 1,124 compared to 2. 2. So they are dying quickly. I just want to give you that reference, guys. A lot of people will say, oh, you should stop even going to Beer Advocate. I'm just trying to give you a reference there, guys. It is evident that site is dying. It is dying. And now that Untapped and Beer Advocate are under the same umbrella, I don't see that site lasting much longer. I really don't. But I'm gonna keep doing it just to give you a reference of what is. And the beers that have been out for a while, they have ratings on those. But the new beers, a lot of times, it's like they do on this one. Not many people are commenting or even posting those beers on that site anymore. So, it's what it is. 1,124 compared to 2. 2. So, it is what it is. If you want to get a good reference of a beer, go to Untapped. Don't go to Great Beer or Untapped. You're not going to get an accurate representation of what this beer is offering or what people are thinking about it. So, it's what it is, guys. So, to me, same deal. It's a B plus beer, and that's where I'm going to put it. 88. If you've had the Black is Beautiful from Founders Brewing Company, let me know what you think. I was unimpressed, but still a decent beer. A good candidate to throw a little bourbon in it. Kick it up a notch or 2 or 3 or 12. However much bourbon you want to pour in it. And I have subscribers say, You need to do a video and show how you're putting that bourbon in it. It all depends on your taste. How much bourbon taste do you want? You want just a little bit? Throw a splash in there. If you want a little bit more, throw a little bit more. If you want a full jigger, throw it in there. If you want more than that, throw a little bit more than that in there. I would recommend a good bourbon though. Don't buy no cheap crap to throw in there because it's going to bite you. I have 3 different bourbons here. I have an Elijah Craig, and I have a Woodford Barrel, and I have I have something else. I have 3 different bourbons, and they're all not cheap bourbons. They're smooth bourbons, and I add those accordingly to the beers for my go-to beers. If I want to kick it up a little bit. So, I mean, it all depends on what you want. I don't need to do a video to show you how much bourbon to put in it. It's all personal preference, what you want to taste. Put a little bit in there. If you don't like that, put a little bit more in there. If you don't like that, put a little bit more in there. Just keep putting it in there till you get to what you want to have. But use a good bourbon. Use a good bourbon. Don't buy no cheap crap, because they will bite you. That cheap bourbon is... I can taste the difference immediately from a cheap bourbon to a tasty, well-made bourbon immediately. I mean, it's so smooth once you put a good bourbon like a Woodford or Elijah Craig or something like that in there. I mean, you're going to pay a little bit more for that more expensive bourbon, but you're going to get a lot smoother drink to have. So it all depends on what you want. So experiment for yourself. A lot of these lower ABV stouts that's out, like a Sweet Baby Jesus or something like that, even a damn Dragon's Milk, supposed to be bourbon barrel aged. I mean, the bourbon barrel notes on those beers are so small and subliminal. I mean, a little bit of a good quality bourbon in there will make it taste a whole lot better. So if you've had Founder's Black is Beautiful, let me know what you think. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.